Okay, howdy folks, welcome back. So, let me adjust this just a second real quick. Here we are, June 16th, 2022. Here's our loop running, and we'll let that play for a couple of times so you guys can take a peek at this, and then we'll go through and start pointing stuff out. A lot going on in this one, so take your time and look around, and you can see we've had quite a bit of activity going off on our sun here. And welcome to anybody who just arrived. Okay, so let's go through this frame by frame here. Actually, first, oh boy, is this little CME comes out, this object right here. Second, an object going up there. And then third, object going here. So, let's focus on this first one over here. And we'll go back. We'll pause this when it comes back around. Let me adjust this just right. Okay, so let's back up just a tad bit here. Hi, Sue. Welcome to when this first starts. All right, here's our opening frame at 024 on July 16th. We already have some kind of object and some CME coming off. There are instruments reacting to it over here as we progress. This comes out. And I want you to look over here on the red side too. You can see this object right here. It's right here. This is black part is like a little shadow of the actual object, which is right there. So let me find a good frame, probably right. There's a good one. Let's zoom in on this for you guys. Okay, here's our object right here, and here's the instrument reacting to it. Okay, it's going around it right here. This is like a shadow on the film or something of this object right here. So there's a good shot of it right there. Okay, and slide this back down a little bit for you. Then as that proceeds to move away from the sun, and there's Vlad. Hi Vlad, thank you sir for your stream tonight and helping me and posting a link. Bless you and bless everybody that's here today. Now back to this. Anyways, here's our object, first one moving out over here. Then as we progress through this, we'll have the second one coming off the top right up here. And let me go to a frame that's just a tad bit better. Right here. There's an image of it right here. I'll zoom in for you guys. And you can see here's our round object right here. It's collected some kind of plasma on the front side of it right here. Our instrument is actually reacting to this object and the plasma that it's pulled out. See? Our instrument's reacting to this object moving out. And we'll back out of this a little bit. And you can see the round contour of it here, just the shape of it's there. So, and then we'll move through this. This one goes out of frame. And just a few more frames here. Right here, this object right here coming out, it's leaving a nice bow shock, nice arms stretching back like this. And if you look over at the black side here, this used to be all red until this moved through, and it's leaving a wake, a dark wake over on this red side here as it moves out. I'll back it up a little bit. You'll see that it was all red right there for a sec, and then as this thing comes out, it casts a little shadow behind it. Here's our round object right here with its wake coming off of it. Let's get a better, right there's a good one right there. So these are always draped in some kind of plasma, so they're a little hard to see. I wish I had some forensic filters like another channel has, but unfortunately, We just do it this way, and they're still pretty easy to see. Here's our round object right here. You can see these arms stretching back. It's taking plasma with it, and it's stretching it back as it proceeds out. So that was the third object. Okay, let's slide this up a little bit. And that was the third object. A little squirt of something down here. And then this object right here coming out. This is the one that was on the thumbnail. And we'll get a good shot of it before it gets all draped in solar material. Let me back it up a frame or two. Right about there's pretty good in here. We'll just use that one. Now you can see here's our object right here, and it's caused a CME. It's taken a bunch of plasma on the front of it like a bow shock, so it's pulling plasma out as it goes. And then as it proceeds out, you'll see it kind of gets draped in all this plasma. There it is right there, this black round object. And it's kind of draped in here, but it's right there still. Another one appears to emerge down here. Okay, and that was the last few frames right there. Okay, so we had what, 4 different objects, maybe possibly 5 with this one. That'd be the 4th one. And then possibly a 5th one. Now, something else I didn't point out in here while we were going through it, it's kind of hard to see and it's faint. It's in the background. Is this round object right in here. We're going backwards a little bit. I'm going to show you its eruption. So it's coming out right here. You can see the plasma reaching out for something bigger. And as it proceeds, it's draped in that material too. But you can see a little somebody streaking through there real quick and a little something right there. Okay, anyways, as we progress through this, right about you can see it's got a little faint bow shock on the back side of it. I'm trying to find the right frame right about here, I think, where lower it down a little bit. You can kind of see that there's plasma built up on the back side of this magnetic, whatever this object is, if this is its magnetic field or something, but there's something bigger back behind there. Now I'm going to put this into motion and you'll see. Let's just watch this one for a minute in motion here. So this one comes by kind of slowly, but it's bigger. You can see this round shape on the back of it. Let's see if I can find the one frame. It's coming right about there. You can see this white plasma building up on the back side of this right here. Here's our round object right in here somewhere. So there's 4 to 5 plus this. This makes 6. And it appears to have a secondary smaller one down there that goes out with it right here. So we've had 5 to 6, possibly 7 objects here in this one event. And a lot of them are draped in plasma, but you can see this kind of stretching out reaction to something right there. And then as I pull back, let me zoom back out of this a little bit, folks, for you, so we can catch the whole frame. All right, there we go. There's the whole frame. And it's just popping off. That weird looking wedge shaped one, that's our first one. Second one. Third one. Fourth one with another trailing, that's like 5 right there. Plus this that's hiding out back in here. So that's possibly 7, and that's just in one day here on the 16th. Now, I'm going to take you backwards in time. We're going to go to the 15th. Let this load up real quick here. So I'd like to thank everybody that showed up, came over from Vlad's channel tonight, and just my regulars that show up too. Thanks for coming. I try to do this when I can. I don't have all the time in the world, but You see this? Here's our full halo CME. This is the one that is coming at Earth. This is the Earth-facing CME, this big half halo one right here. And it looks to be something round in there. Ghostly image of a round object in the middle of this, right in here. All right, let me move my hand out of the way so you guys can see. But I just want you to watch that CME for a second. And it looks to be there's something hiding in the middle there. It probably came up against the sun's magnetic field, caused this big shock wave to come off as it passes over it. Then I saw something coming out over here. This is just a little jet. Oh, right there. That was the very beginning, and it's the tail end of an event that happened the day before. So let's just pause on that and back it up a little bit to the very first frame right here. Here's our first frame. Okay, here's our round object right here, kind of draped in some CME material, but you can make out a round shape to it. In fact, I'm going to zoom in on that one too for you folks, because I want you guys to see that there, this round shape right here is still covered with plasma and stuff streaking back behind it. It appears to have something secondary to it right there. So let's back out of this. Okay, let's even go over to the red side here, because the red side's kind of showing this ominous looking eye type structure. Here's our object right here in the middle, and then this magnetic field around it and the plasma streaking over it. But this weird little eye type feature, I don't know if my camera's gonna pick that up, but it just looks like an evil eye staring back at you. Alright, so let me pull back there a little bit there. Mess up my camera angle. Okay, so I'm gonna pull back out of that. And that was this first CME right here, the first frame of an event that started at the very tail end of the day before. So as this object moves out, let me scoot this back up. As this object moves out, we have little jets here. This big flow that's coming off over here, you can see this white spike right there. I'm waiting to see some kind of object come by and, react with this. This usually points at an inbound object. Not every time, but sometimes it does. All right, here we go with our full or half halo CME, still Earth directed. Let's go up here. It's got this nice round shape to it. Here's something hiding in the middle right there, a dark shadow. I think the camera's picking it up pretty good there. But there appears to be something there, and it kind of hides there for a second and then progresses out. One more frame. Okay, here's the outside of our CME, our full halo, not full halo, I'd say half halo. And then right in here, this object that's hiding in here caused this big CME right here. Okay, and then this up here, this is Mercury passing by. It's nothing special. It happens to be entering the frame of field of view right now. So, all right, let me continue on, because that one carries on out. And I think that was it for the 15th. Yeah, that was it for the 15th. Now, let's go back another day to the 14th. And while this loads up, I just want to thank everybody that came tonight. Here's another half halo CME right here. That one wasn't heading Earth direction. I'm not sure if that one headed Earth direction or not. But here we have a round one coming out right up here. Now it goes into motion here. I'll let you watch that. So yeah, at the very end here we have this big, something maybe right in there. That one's hard to see, but right here, this one is pretty easy to see. And let me go pause on it right about here. Okay, right about here. So thank you for bearing with me, folks, as we load this up and bring it to you here. Zoom in a little bit better. Oh, hi, Whitetail 7. Thank you for coming, sweetie. All right, so the object I'm talking about is right here. There appears to be something else going on down here. Something moves and goes up into position, but it's hard to tell what's going on. But there is this one that's blatantly obvious right here, so that's the one I wanted to focus on. I zoom in for you guys so you know which one I'm talking about here, and you can see, again, we have one of these, whoops, one of these round objects coming out. Okay, so big CME right there. I don't know what's going on right there. It looks like something hiding, but that one you could blatantly see. Okay. So let's back out of that one and go on to the 13th. All right. Hang in there, folks, while this loads up real quick. And something happened here that I was hoping would happen here because I wanted an example to show you guys the difference of what I'm talking about. So as this finishes loading up here, all right, here goes our loop, and you can see we've had a streak come in right there. It's a sun diving comet, and anything that's heading towards the sun diving in like that leaves a big old streak. Not like this other flow that's down here. You can barely, it's not as strong today right here or on this day, but in previous videos I've talked about this inflow going in. This is what should be going in. This is a natural comet going in. This other stuff is unexplainable. So I wanted you guys to be able to see the difference between a normal comet, a normal object coming into the sun, and the difference between these globules or whatever this is going in, and it's been going in at different sides. I've been reporting on that for you too. So we had a little inbound comet come in there. Nice, beautiful tail and a strike right there. You can actually see the sun react once it goes in. Bing! There's a little reaction coming off of it. So it probably blew up on the back side of the sun as it came into close. Boom! Right there, the little streak. So, all right. So let me back out of this one. So the 13th, that was days. So starting the 16th, we had multiple objects. The 15th, we had more. The 14th, we had more. The 13th, we had the comet streaking in. And I think we're up to date. The 12th, let's take a peek at it real quick. I think I covered up to the 12th in my last video, but oh good. Here's some of this inflow that I wanted to talk about compared to that comet and what a normal like meteoroid or some kind of object streaking in would look like. So this is almost done. Let it load up right quick. Nothing really going on this day, but I wanted you to see this inflow right here in this area over here. It's just the oddest new activity that's happening, you know, starting this year. And I just wanted you to see a difference between this and what a normal comet, a normal object coming in should look like. That's not normal activity right here. Okay, so I'm going to back out. We're going to go back to the 16th because what a day this one was, man. So much happened here. It's just hard to catch it all. This object up here, we had one come out down there first. Now we're going to have this over here, something big hiding over in there. I'll leave the link to this. I'll try to leave the link to this in the description so you guys come over here and look at this without, you know, with your own eyes, without my video. Come over here, speed it up, slow it down, have some fun with it, look around and stuff, because my camera is not doing justice to some of this stuff that's faint and hiding in the background. So, but yeah, what a day this one is right here. And this over here, something hiding, something big, and it's way out there. It's not too close to the sun, so it didn't really cause the CME, but the sun is still reacting to it. It's got that flow. You can see those things arching. That's a perfect example of one of these hidden in a bunch of plasma, but we can tell because of the flow of the plasma. And there was another, that's right after this thing moved out is when this other object popped out behind it. Looks like there's secondary right there, and then this one, boom, and a secondary to it. And maybe, because I got just a few more seconds here, I'm going to pause right there. Okay, this one is finally getting draped with material because plasma is coming out faster than the object is moving. It finally gets overtaken by the plasma and it drapes over it. You can see the stuff curving and going around and over it. In fact, let me zoom in on this because this is a feature that's, I want you guys to understand what I'm talking about. Here is this plasma streaking over a black spheroid object right behind it, okay? You can see this stuff curving right here at the last part and going over the front face of this object. This plasma paints these objects. It's almost like an invisible table. You throw a tablecloth over it and it paints the object. Now here was that secondary one to this one I was talking about popping out down here. And it's got a nice strong CME reaction to it too. So let's, while we're zoomed in, and it's right there. And it looks like even another one. So it's hard to tell, but there's possibly a little cluster or something happening right there. Let me back up a few more to this one. But you can see it right there. There's the first one coming out with this one right here. Just an amazing event. So much going on. And let's see. Go forward again and start this up. Let me slow it down a little bit and zoom out so you guys can see this here. The whole frame without any. There we go. So we're coming up. There's the beginning, the very first one. That's one right there. 2, possibly 3, 4. This is 5, 6. So I think there's possibly 7 objects in this event right here. So it's quite amazing what's going on with our sun and the abuse it's taking. It's like it's under attack, and all these things keep approaching it, causing CMEs, pulling material off as they go. I'm going to zoom in on this top one here for a second here. I want you to watch this one coming out next up here. It has like wings going around it. You can see the plasma wrapping around it and leaving like wing type tails coming off of this. Right, here we go. Yeah. There's definitely an object hiding in that one, in my opinion. I've yet to hear from any kind of astrophysicist or scientist even try to address what's going on here. They will talk all day about the surface of the sun and CMEs and plasma ropes and stuff, but I don't see too many people talking about what's going just outside in the corona of the sun. And what's causing a lot of these CMEs is these objects and their magnetic fields interacting with the sun's magnetic field and taking plasma with them as they go. I mean, it's pretty blatantly obvious if you know what to look for. So had to bring that to you guys. It's been a few days, and I figured I'd do a few day update there because there's been quite some activity going on there. 4 of them, or possibly 7 here on this day in one day. We got other days with 3 and 4. We got other days with CMEs coming earthbound. So the activity has picked up on the sun. You know, we're seeing more of these Earth-directed CMEs than we've seen in a long time. So everybody keep your head on a swivel. I'll keep my eyes glued to this thing and keep updating you guys. If another major event, something like this happens, I'll report it, in the same day. I'll try to at least. But for right now, I just wanted to have a few days worth of material to show you while I did a live stream. And this is today's. This is incredible, all this activity. So I think that's covered it all. How much time I got left? Let's just go back real quick to the 15th. I would click on the 17th, but it's usually there's no images available yet at this time. Maybe after this one loads up, we'll go try the 17th real quick before I close this out. But this one right here, This is our Earth-facing CME right here on the 17th. I'm sorry, on the 15th. And these typically take about 3 days to reach Earth, so I would expect this to hit on the 18th. Looks kind of slow, so maybe 18th to 19th in that area, but we will have something heading our way. So just keep your guys' head on a swivel. Make sure you're protecting your devices or whatever. If you have internet problems that day, you'll know why, because the sun burped and threw up in our lap. So that's it for now, I think. I love you guys. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next video, bye.